4, lesson 1/2, aka the lesson before the chapter starts. This is part 2. In part 1, we converted from fractions to decimals, and in this lesson, super quick, we're going to go the other direction from decimals to fractions. So, converting decimals to fractions, here we go. To convert a decimal to a fraction, I don't have much for you other than some nice big letters that say read the decimal. And when I say read the decimal, I mean read it the right way, using place value. Read it properly, which also means you have to know your place values. To convert a decimal to a fraction, it's as easy as being able to properly read the decimal using place value. And I'll demonstrate that through a few examples. I'd also like to say that although I'll sometimes leave it out of the directions on assignments, the expectation is that your fractions, when you get from the decimal to the fraction, are always in simplest form. That should be something I don't have to say, but I'm saying it just so I'm very clear. Anyways, first one, write 0.47 as a fraction. You can do that super simply if you can read the decimal properly. This is read properly as 0 and 47 hundredths. I'll say that one more time, 0 and 47 hundredths. This 7 is in the hundredths place, so that's the place value that I read out loud when I read this decimal. So 0 and 47 hundredths. Now, just turn exactly what you said out loud into a fraction. 47 hundredths. 47 over 100. That is 0.47 as a fraction. And if you know your numbers and simplifying well, you'll know that 47 hundredths is in simplest form already. So 0.47 is 47 hundredths, and that's how you'd write it, 47 over 100. Let's do a couple more examples just to drive this point home. The next one we have is, if you read it out loud, 1 and 8 tenth. That 8 is in the tenths place, so 1 and 8 tenth, 1 and 8 tenths. This has a whole number part to it, so it's going to be a mixed number, 1 and some fraction. And the fraction is 8 tenths. 8 tenths, there we go. We should hopefully realize that's not in simplest form. When you simplify, that'd be 1 and 4 fifths. 1 and 4 fifths simplified. All right, let's do another. Let's give you a try on this one. If you read it out loud and wrote it as a fraction, what would this one look like? Give it a try. If you weren't quite sure because you're not super confident on your place value and need a little bit more work on that, that's okay. I'll read it out loud for you now. This would be read as 0 and 663 thousandths. The 3, the furthest digit to the right, is in the thousandths place. So 663 thousandths. 663 over 1,000. And believe it or not, this is actually in simplest form. 663 and 1,000, neither of those numbers share a common factor, so you can't divide them both by anything, and it's in simplest form already. 663 thousandths. Final answer, simplified. We'll do this one last one. Give you a chance to try it on your own. Read it out loud properly using place value, and then turn that thing you said out loud into a fraction. So hopefully you read this properly as 0 and 9 thousandths. The 9 is in the thousandths place, so 9 thousandths. 9 over 1,000, 9 thousandths. And it's in simplest form already. 9 and 1,000 both cannot be divided by a common number. Therefore, final answer is 9 over 1,000, 9 thousandths. And that's it. Super quick mini lesson on converting from a decimal to a fraction. It's as easy as being able to read it out loud. For some of you, that means you're going to need to spend some time going over your place value and actually practicing saying decimals out loud. As silly as that might feel to you, practice it. Practice reading it out loud. Ask me for extra help if you need it. We can hopefully improve this skill so it's an easy part of chapter 4 for you. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.